welcome to our daily trader report for the upcoming September the 8th session. It's nice to have you here. Let's take a breakdown for the euro dollar. As you can see on the weekly chart again, everything's in a very tight range, slowly grinding up. Nothing new has really transpired over the last 2 weeks there on that chart. As well as on the daily, we're still stuck in all of this consolidation in this inclining basic channel here. And as we get down to the 4-hour chart, and we're taking a look for a trade setup, again, you can see that where we are is in just a ton of consolidation. And again, this reflects on the fact that when we do take a trade, we do want to look for taking some of our profits off the table a little bit quicker. Now, the MACD here is right near the waterline. You can see our histogram bars are coming in rather negative. And there's a really good chance that we could look for some kind of pullback down here, maybe back down to this lower trend line that we were looking at on the weekly chart. So what we're going to do is look at these lower time frames, the 1 hour, etc., and see if what we can negotiate a trade. So let's take a look at where we are today. You can see the price action, as we mentioned in the previous section, it could just grind and chop up and down, which is what it did. And basically on the 1 hour chart at this point, things are looking, the MACD is rather bullish, right? It's rather bullish. It's above the waterline. There's some suggestions that we could be moving back to the upside. So again, when we start looking at different time frames and we see that they're not merging and congealing exactly or setting up together, then we have to assume that the lower time frames are going to set up first. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute, again, because a lot of times that usually plays out before the other time frames. And then maybe look at a trade that'll set up during the Asian market, and then one maybe to set up as we come into the European London markets. So through the Asian session, what we're going to watch for is a close above this line, this trend line here, and we're going to look to possibly move higher. We want to be very careful around this top up in here because there's so much consolidation. If we get up on on a trend line entry break here or a close above this trend line on the 30-minute during the Asian session, we'd like to maybe take some money off the table here. Now it is in that 15-20 pip range of profit most likely, but that is the Asian market. We still want to leave some on to go to the upside. The other trade we'd want to watch for sure is if during Asia price does happen to come up here somewhere, we're going to want to watch for a trend line breakout here in the future. So I'm just going to draw that. Say imagine price just through the Asian markets and up into the European sessions begins to move back up. We're going to look for some kind of breakdown below a trend line out here in the future for those time frames and look to sell to get into that. Now down here near these levels here, we'd be looking to take some profit. And then we'd be looking to see if we can run back down to that trend line. Because remember, the higher time frames have some bearishness built into them. But here on these lower time frames, we have some bullishness. So again, during the Asia, maybe first part of London, the European sessions, we're going to be looking for a break to the upside. That's what the indicators seem to be suggesting to us right now. And the sell criteria would be, again, if Asia does move up, a close below whatever trend line is developed up here in the future on a 30-minute chart. Remember, a close below it on a 30-minute. We would be selling and then taking some money off in these levels right here and seeing if it's going to continue to run. Our other trade would be, let's just say price basically goes sideways through the Asian markets here. Our other trade would be to establish where the low is. And I would say that this is probably the prominent low for the session. And a close below this on a 30-minute chart would be a sell criteria for us. And we would have quite a bit of potential for price to run down in this area. It's completely wide open, as you can see. So we're really only looking for one buy setup at this point in the market and two possible sell setups. And that's going to be a wrap for the Euro USD, our outlook for it for the upcoming September the 8th session. And also, if you're interested and you'd like to follow us with more live in the market updates, you can follow us on Twitter at Seth Gregory FX.